All right, so I set the camera back up here to try and get a better shot of casting on than the video that we did the other day. So I've got my same length of wire, and I cut off what we started with the other day, and we're gonna cast back on, and I'll explain everything as I go. Hopefully you guys get a better view this time. So again, I'm using my modern plastic dowel here, which is very similar to the historical artifact in size, but this one has ridges, and obviously they didn't have plastic. So I'm going to go through this top hole here. It comes out the other side, and I'm going to hold it with my finger there. Move that guy out of the way. And up at the top here, there are 6 petals on this piece, and that's where we start our loops. So since there's 6 holes and I want to do a 3 loop, I'm going to go in this first one, skip the next one, and in there, and again I gotta kind of finagle with it to get it to go right. There we go. And then skip one, go in there. All right, so now we have 3 loops up the top, or 3 anchors to make our loops off of. So the next thing we got to do is come back around here and start making our rows. And this is very similar to knitting. I think it's more similar to loom knitting. See, we made our loop off of the end of that loop instead of pulling the loops over like you would if you were regularly knitting. Then I'm going to grab this next one. I'm going to do that all the way around. Okay. And then I'm going to do that one more time. Again, grabbing just one loop so that we can go ahead and get this started so that we can do a double stitch. I'm going to take my little thumbtack here just to give myself a little room between the wire where we got it anchored and the loop there so I can get underneath it. Okay, and we'll go around one more time. All right, so now that I have my 2 loops, I'm going to go back behind that loop that we just went through so that I'm now grabbing 2 loops. If I was doing a single stitch, I would go right through that same loop that we just made. But I want to go through that first loop again, so that we're grabbing 2 at a time. And I'm going to go all the way back around. Okay, now we're back at the first stitch. We're going to grab that second loop. So here's 1, 2. We go up 2 wires and we go behind that loop, and that is the basic double stitch. This is how we'll do the knit all the way until we finish to do a double stitch. And anytime I get a spot like this where the wires are a little too close together and I can't really get through, I just take my thumbtack there, make room. So with the double stitch, it gives you a fuller chain. It's not as see-through. It still looks knitted, but it just gives it a more filled in look. And it's really good if you're working with a small gauge wire to make everything look a bit more full. And we're back here again, so we're going up 2. Now if I wanted to do a triple knit, which is again just a fuller version of a single knit chain, I would grab not 1, 2, but I would go up 3 and go through that hole. But we're going to do a double, so I'm going to keep going through those 2 all the way around. Now I'm going to put this one aside here, show you guys on this one, which is a larger gauge wire, so it might be a little bit easier to see. This is 5 loops all the way around on a bigger dowel, and since it's with a bigger wire, you've got more spacing in between, but it's still a double knit. So if I start backing this out, you see there's 1, 2 wires, and then this goes through that loop. So this is still a double knit. And this is the wire, the knit that we're going to actually be drawing out later today and doing a demonstration on that as well. So look forward to that, and hopefully you guys like this video. Thank you.